What's up guys, my name's Noah, I make music as Haterade, here for Sonic Academy. Today's video is about mixing mistakes that beginners should avoid. Now to preface this, general mixing techniques like always do this, always cut this, always boost that, aren't really helpful because every track is different. These tips are less about specific mixing techniques and more about principles behind the mixing process. So before we get into number one, be sure to check out sonicacademy.com. We have tons of course material on there spanning all different types of genres. Guaranteed there's something there for you. Okay, beginner mixing mistake number one, adding too many elements in your track. I like to think of mixing as sort of writing a joke. Brevity is the soul of wit. You want to convey the feeling you want to convey in the least amount of elements possible. Take inventory of your track and see the stuff that you can remove. Maybe there's just too much in there and that's cluttering up your mix. A lot of times you could just remove a couple of elements and a lot of problems in your mix get cleared up. You want to prioritize the elements you want the listener to focus in on and then arrange everything else around that to support those elements. Mistake number two, not using a reference track. Mixing without a reference is sort of like painting in the dark. If you compare your track to another track that's already done while you're mixing it, you're gonna have a much better idea of what needs to be done and changes you need to make. Also, you want your track to stack up against other tracks in a DJ set. Now, using a reference should never be a one-to-one comparison. It's just a helpful tool to help guide you in the right direction. Mistake number three, mixing elements in solo. By definition, mixing is about mixing one element with the rest of your elements. And if you're only hearing one element in isolation, it's oftentimes hard to get that one element to mesh in with the rest of your elements. The goal is to get those elements to culminate into one great piece of music. So make sure when you're mixing an element, make sure you hear how it sounds in context with the rest of your mix. Number four, using too much reverb. This is one that I struggled with a lot when I was just starting out. The problem is when we add too much reverb to too many different things, our mix starts to feel washed out. Contrast makes reverb sound great. So try to limit what you use reverb on strategically. And finally, number five, getting too much feedback from other producers. Creativity is stifled by consensus. You'll never please everybody. And it's always great for a beginner to get a set of trusted ears on their track so that other experienced producer will be able to offer some great insight and maybe correct some errors in their mix. However, if you have too many voices giving you feedback, it could dilute your vision for what track you had in the first place. And that can put you in an endless revision loop. When you make a change to your mix, send it to somebody, they offer some feedback, you make some changes, you send it to another person, they offer some changes, and you keep into this endless cycle of changes. You want to remember when you ask someone for feedback, they are looking for problems. And every track is going to have faults. No matter how good you are, there's going to be somebody offering their opinion on, oh, maybe you should do this to the snare, or maybe you should do this with the hi-hats. It'll never be done if you keep doing that. So it's important to narrow down your sources of feedback to just one or two trusted ears that you can always pitch to. It will help you refine your track and not nitpick it to death. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, guys. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit like on it and subscribe to Sonic Academy. And be sure to check out sonicacademy.com for tons of great courses and other tutorials. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks everyone for watching. We really appreciate the support from you guys. If you liked this video, then smash that like button. And if you want to be notified about new content, hit the subscribe and the bell notifications. Peace!